Morning. Big Boss, K-Pope through the door to Touches Boxing. Man, yesterday I made a video. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube, man. My video was choppy. They was chopping screwing my video, man. So, and the video was like 21 minutes long. So, I say, man, hold up, boys, about to remake it. But anyway, how y'all doing this morning? I'm feeling good, feeling great. How are you? I got that from Ludacris. That was I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. If you're old head like me, you know what album I got that off for. But anyway, keep it a stack bundle. I want to talk about when it's your favorite fighter. Because when it's your favorite fighter, a lot of fans seem to make excuses, right? I'm talking about, the Terence Crawford fans, the Canelo fans. When it's their fighter, there's excuses. There's certain things that they will allow to happen. But when it's a fighter they don't like, then it's a whole nother ballgame. You get what I mean? And that's what I want to highlight today. Because, prime example, you got fighters like Canelo who refuse to fight David Benavidez, right? He just won't fight this man. He won't give him an opportunity. Now granted, he may give him an opportunity now, but I'm willing to almost bet that David Benavidez won't get that fight next. You get what I mean? And I think Canelo will probably just move up to 175 or just retire out of boxing because he knows there's certain matchups or he might go to cruiserweight. He gonna do something that we didn't ask him to do, right? But the message I'm trying to send is that when Canelo could do things like that, it's not a problem. It's not talked about. All the people talking about it is the people who really know the sport of boxing. But when it's a fighter that y'all don't like Charlo, who's been battling mental issues for the past 3 years, he needs to be stripped. He needs the belt taken from him. How is he still the WBC champion? He's not even honoring his mandatories. And it's like, Charlo really had issues going on, right? Canelo just holding on to the belts. He just holding on to them, and I don't know how he's not being forced to fight David Benavidez, but he doing something. I don't know if Canelo got videos on the WBC or whatever, but he ain't fighting David Benavidez. Then you got fighters like Terence Crawford, where his fans are saying, Terence Crawford has, now he's at a state now where he can call the shots. Yeah. He can call the shots and he could do what he wants. He's Terence Crawford. He's earned that right now. My question to y'all is this. Wasn't y'all complaining that he was so-called being blackballed and, nobody wanted to fight him and all this other stuff? So, he's so-called experienced being blackballed, right? And I'm putting emphasis on so-called. I'm not even going to go into depth with that because I already debunked that, but we're just using what y'all saying. So, y'all say he was so-called blackballed, okay? Wouldn't him being in that position before, right? Because not Jay Business can't get fights, right? The reason he got his belts because Terence Crawford didn't fight him, right? So, Terence Crawford, being that he experienced that so-called blackball, people stalling him out, people, not wanting to fight him. Shouldn't he be the fighter to change that narrative? Shouldn't he be the fighter that give guys opportunities? It's kind of like a passing on the torch type thing, if you ask me. Me as a consumer, all I want to see is you fight the top fights. There's no excuse for it. And let me tell you something, boss kept that same energy. If you're a top fighter, you fight top fights. You ain't ready for no smoke. That was my mentality when I was an amateur fighter. I only want to fight the best amateurs. I only want to spar against the best. That's what it is. I sparred pro fighters when I was amateur. Why? Made me better. Right? It make you level up. It make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? And it made me better. Being in that ring with somebody who got more experience than me made me level up. So when I had my fights, or, you know, when I sparred somebody on my level, okay, he hit me with this shot. This dude ain't able to hit me with this shot. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into that. All I'm saying is that Crawford, him being, you know, the unified champion at 147 pounds, right? He should still be wanting to fight Boots. Now it's crazy because Boots is the one still saying, I still want to fight. Boots is the one that's like, I still want to fight you. Whereas Crawford's like, that fight is behind me. That doesn't make sense. But he's the one that so-called offered Boots. Pay attention to this. I want y'all to really pay attention to words. He's the one that offered Boots, so allegedly, 2 times to fight. Right? But now he's saying, oh, I don't want to fight Boots. There's nothing in me in that fight. You know, I just want the big fights. That is a big fight. When you look at the top welterweights, until Errol Spence weighs in 154 pounds, he's still a welterweight, right? In my eyes, okay? I could be wrong. All I'm saying is until Errol Spence officially weighs in for a fight at 154 pounds, he's still a welterweight. You got Terence Crawford, who's the number 1 welterweight right now, because you got to give him his credit, right? Because he became undisputed, and now he's the unified champion at that weight class. He hasn't dropped the belts yet. You got Jan Bucenis, who's number 2 now, because he has a belt. You got Errol Spence, who's number 3. Right? Now, granted, in star power, when we just talk about star power, Errol Spence is still the number 1 welterweight in star power. That's what it is. You know, as far as star power selling seats, Errol Spence will still be the number 1 welterweight, right? And then you can fight as far as, you know, star power, Boots and Bud. But when it comes to just like the fighting right now, the number 1 welterweight right now is Terence Crawford, right? We gotta give him his credit. He beat the number 1 welterweight in the division. That's Errol Spence. So, in saying that, right? Why don't you change the narrative in boxing? Right? But now, when it's their favorite fighter, you know, that's when they're allowed to make excuses for him. Oh, who is Boots fought? When you start hearing people say stuff like that, that lets you know there's a fear there. There's a fear there that their fighter can lose. You didn't hear me say, when Errol Spence was a champion, you never heard me say, oh man, what is Terence? Now, granted, I'll say this. Terence Crawford, before he fought Errol Spence, and before he fought that Shaw Porter fight, I was saying, who was he fighting? But I said, the only reason he gonna get this fight is because he got a belt. Other than that, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Errol Spence wouldn't have fought no damn Terence Crawford if he ain't had that belt. Terence Crawford could have kicked, screamed, hollered, and all he wanted to. Wouldn't have happened. Now, granted, if Terence Crawford was a mandatory or something like that, it's a different ball game. That's a different stipulation, right? Then, you know, but he just had a belt. He had something Errol wanted, and Errol fought him, right? Errol was going to fight Boots. He told Boots, your time coming. Errol wasn't telling Boots, oh, man, he ain't did nothing yet. Those words ain't, Errol said, your time coming. Your time coming. He said, I'll definitely fight him. Your time coming. You notice the different energies and fighters? See, Terence, and I'm not saying Terence Crawford is afraid of Boots. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we want to see that fight. Now, a lot of y'all want to sit here and spin it to your own narrative and say, oh, only y'all want that fight because Errol Spence lost. I'm telling you right now, you come on my channel with that shit, you getting cooked. That's what it is. Because anybody know I'm not a fan of fighters. I'm a fan of boxing, right? So when you come on my channel with that stuff, I'm on your head. I ain't sparing nobody no more. I don't care about nothing. You better be ready. You better have your ducks in, or you better be ready, because I'm cooking you. I promise you. I'm telling you that right now. You better have your ducks in a row. Right? That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it like that. When it comes down to this fight, I'm a consumer. Right? I want to see the best fight the best. And that's just what it is. Right? I don't give a damn about none of that foolishness. You fight the best fights. When you saw a fighter like Errol Spence, he fought the best fights. When you see fighters like Shawn Porter, he fought the best fights. You see Danny Garcia fought the best fights. Now, he ain't doing that no more because he kind of in and out of boxing. We got to just call him spade a spade. You know what I mean? Wilder, best fights. You know what I mean? These are the things that I'm talking about. David Benavidez now is fighting the best fights. When you look at these guys and you look at their resumes and you see them leveling up, you see them challenging themselves. That's the point of being a champion. And when you're a champion, you reign as a champion. Not sit there and sit on the throne and just sit there and marvel. Like Terrence Crawford is acting like he's Scar from Lion King, bro. It's like Errol Spence was Mufasa and Terrence Crawford was Scar. Terrence Crawford is sitting there, you know, basking in his win. You know, like, oh, y'all won, y'all. Instead of him being like, I want to continue to reign. I want people to know that I'm nothing to be messed with. That's the mentality you got to have as a top fighter. That's why I be on Terrence Crawford head so much. Because it's like, you say certain things, but your actions don't match what you said. Same thing with Canelo. They say certain things, but their actions don't match. And then you got his fans making excuses for him. And that's why I question, do you really love the sport of boxing? Are you a fan of boxing? Or are you a fan of your fighter? I'm going to let y'all know something. You know what I mean? Boss ain't a fan of no fighters. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. And boxing always going to be first. I respect fighters. You know what I mean? I participated in the sport. But at the end of the day, I'm a consumer. I want to see you fight killers. And that's what it is. So the question you need to ask yourself, why do you watch boxing? Do you watch boxing because you love the sport? Or do you watch boxing because you a fan of your favorite fighter? And are you going to keep making excuses for him? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Boss gone.